do you think dressing has a part to play in your growth in life?
Yes, I would say yes. Yeah, dress smart. Even your hair depends on the.
Shot fire!
Blood of Jesus.
Even your hair, it depends on the environment that you are in. If you are in entertainment, obviously, people expect that you can't have a low cut and things like that. That is always better
Just like
to
a madman.
and play the part. So it depends on which environment that you are in. If you're a banker or you're going for a contract in a nice place, and then you now you don't put on a suit and all that, it will look too nice. Or you wear a trad or something, a nice pair of shoes, nice cut hair. And really these days, people don't look at your wristwatch because there are wristwatches that are very ordinary and expensive, and there are wristwatches that are cheap and they look very, very good. So nobody really knows a very good wristwatch these days. So as long as you look decent, that's what really matters at a young age.
But sir, I've seen in recent cases a lot of CEOs that don't dress all suit up these days. Wear pair of jeans, sneakers, a shirt, most of the time. Even when going for meetings these days.
Like I told you, it depends on the environment. If you're going for a meeting with people that already know you, then you can dress anyhow. But if you're going to a meeting, for a meeting that people don't know you, and you're trying to pitch yourself, then you have to dress much better than that.
I agree totally.
Yeah.
You should dress for the occasion.
dress for the occasion. I mean, completely agree. So I want to establish that because of growing up, you grow into like different stages. So I just like to go into the relationship part. And why I would like to just skip is because there are really germane topics that we need to talk about and which affects the younger generation right now. And you are more experienced now. So I would first say that what are the key factors to consider when choosing a career path for a young person?
Yes, I would say that look at what you are good at. But at the same time, I tell young people too that what you are good at may not put food on the table. If it doesn't put food on the table, I'm move away from it. Because that's number one. It must put food on the table. And I would add another thing. I would add prayers too. Prayers that God directs you in the direction where you would be a success to yourself and the environment. When I finished my first degree, I never thought about pharmacy. I was thinking about studying medicine. It was later on, a classmate of mine that studied medicine came to me and I said, look, I should forget about medicine. And he explained why and all that. I said, okay, if it's not medicine, I might as well study pharmacy. That is more business inclined than medicine because of the way he explained it to me. That's how I call myself in pharmacy. I don't regret it. So, like I said, if he hadn't come at that time, I would have been a medical doctor now, and I don't think I would have enjoyed being a medical doctor because I'm not someone who likes seeing too much blood around. Okay. I just wanted to study medicine because at that time it was all medicine or engineering, things like that. So I would go back again to, quietly pray to God to give you your own direction. Somebody can succeed in anything. I've seen people who have studied English, history, and they do better than those that have studied medicine, law, and all those things. So it's an individual thing. But at the end of the day, God has to direct you that, okay, this is your calling. I call it calling because if God has blessed that calling, you will excel. Even when it's difficult, you will excel.
Right. I would like to say what's the value of friendships? So what's the value of, like you made mention of the fact that a friend that spoke to you and said, yo, let's start with me, you should do this. What's the value of the kind of friends?
The friends that you surround yourself with are friends that add value to you. Don't surround yourself with friends that it's all about party, enjoyment, except, like I said, if you're in the entertainment industry. But if you are going into other industries, it's better you surround. It's even better if they're a bit older than you. Some of them are mature, so that both of you can share ideas. And they should be genuine friends. Friends that you have all gone on with. And usually what I see is that if you look at the success story of quite a few people that I know, friends have been instrumental, either advice or they collaborate in businesses and things and bring themselves up. So friendship, genuine friendship, is very, very important in one's success.
Okay, so before we move on the career part, so my question is really around staying in one job, on one job for a very long time versus moving from one job, spending a year, 2 years on a job, and then moving to another job. So there are people that excel at it, right? People that are on their job and they grew to becoming like the current CEO of Nike. He started as an intern and today is the current CEO. But then there are plenty more people that will tell you that staying on the same job for a very long time actually reduce your growth in career. And this speaks to people that do not run their own businesses, people that are working. So which do you think is best for career growth and development? Staying on one job or moving from one job to the other every other time?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. It's a very pertinent question. I don't know. And nobody knows.
True.
And that's why I would say, go back to God. There's somebody that I know that comes from Ogun State. I won't mention his name. He was my senior in school. But I'm sure if I say a few things about him, you will all know him. We all grew up together. He's a billionaire in the US. But when I asked him how he got into that job, to be able to achieve what he has achieved, he said when they offered him the job that he never wanted to take it. But when he got home, he talked to his wife, and the wife insisted that he take that job, that it would be good for him. And he said he just looked at her, well, my wife always advises me right. Okay, I'll take the job. And that's how he got into that job, and that's where he is now. He's a Nigerian from the state. You understand? So, what I'm trying to say is that nobody knows the future. The only person who knows the future is God. So, the only thing is that you should not jump from job to job. If you spend 2 years here, move on to another job, 2 years, another job, 2 years, nobody's going to want to hire you because they look at it that you will only be there, you are very unreliable. So you have to look before you leap. And you should try to look at the area that you are working in. Sometimes you may not be in the area that you really like, or you might not be in a job that you enjoy or excel in. So it's okay if you move from that job to another job, because at the end of the day, it is where you excel that people are going to give you recognition. So you try to go into where you excel. Your first job may not be the job that you liked to apply for, but on entering the job, you realize that, I'm good at it. And then you continue with it. So there's no hard and fast rule to staying at a job for 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. But depending on what you want to achieve in life, do you want to be on your own? If you want to be on your own, then you have to set a target for yourself. Like, okay, I will only work for somebody for 5 years, for 7 years, for 8 years. And after that, I'll set up my own thing. But whilst you are doing that, you must also start thinking, what do I need to know so that I can be on my own? You understand? So there's really no hard and fast rule to being on your own, working for somebody, spending 1 year or 2 years at a job. It's dynamic. It's dynamic. Yeah.
Okay, before I ask my question, I want to spin off of the question that he asked. You mentioned that when you were in school, that you wanted to go for medicine, and your friend advised you.
Thanks, first day.
After during NYSC.
During NYSC, okay. So your friend advised you, and then you went for pharmacy. Now, we have been talking towards the side of youth. This conversation has been youth-based, but also we cannot speak about the youth without speaking about the parents. So, in all that, how did your parents react to this particular decision? And also, what would you say to parents who exactly? So, because now that is what before you get to uni, I'm sure parents. You are a parent. He's a parent. Some of us want to be parents. Are we not your babies?
Okay, maybe you.
Okay.
Yes.
So, because all this, we believe that it comes from a good place. Parents want the best for the child.
Yes.
So it's the image in their head that, okay, I imagine this child doing this, and being this successful. This is something that most children have gone through. Probably had to fight their parents on the matter and everything. So, speaking about the parents, what would you say parents should do when it comes to career path and also picking a course choice or course of study? How best do you handle that kind of situation?
It's just to layer it. And what point from the child's perspective does it not become rebellion?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's also a very, very good question, because a lot of parents have a set idea in their head. If a child, I would like my child to be an engineer. I would like my child to be that. I think I would advise parents to allow children to do what they want, but advise them as to the pros and cons of what they want to do or what they want to achieve. Because what is a parent? A parent is supposed to guide, not impose. When you impose on a child, if the child fails, then you have an issue with the child. So just advise the child very well and give examples of maybe your friends or your friends' children or something. Not that you are comparing, but just tell them, so and so did this and then moved into this and into that. So it's just advice. Parents should advise and not impose on their children. The days of imposing on children is gone. A child, like I said earlier on, a child can study any course and still achieve and be very successful. So my advice to parents is please don't impose your own will on your children. You are to advise, and that is all.
So speaking to what you said, at what point does it not look like rebellion, and also at what point does it look like rebellion?
Okay, so I think, if you ask me, I think he addressed that already when he said, "Let your children decide their own career path."
The child.
So for instance,
No, so hold on, let me learn. So he's saying that let your children determine their own career path by themselves. So the parents are not literally deciding, should not be the one deciding. I think where rebellion comes in is when the parents want the child to be a doctor and the child wants to be, say, a musician because Davido is his role model or Wizkid is his role model, Jay-Z. Me, unfortunately, I can't rap. So it is only at that point that the case of rebellion starts setting in. Okay. If the parents want you to be, if you take for instance, my dad literally wanted me to be in the military, right? I'm from Benue, so we like military. We like military. A proper Benue
a lot
man
of people in the military come from that.
Yeah,
I mean the middle belt.
Yeah, so a lot of parents from that era want at least one of their child to be in the army, navy, or air force. So my dad actually wanted me to be there. I wrote entry examination to Defense Academy twice. Of course, the politics involved in getting into NDA. We don't know what to discuss.
Politics of failure.
Now, at the time, they don't admit more than 5 people from each state. It is 5 people from each state. It's not failure. I've always been brilliant. So just so you know. So at that point, but eventually I chose my own path. I decided to study mathematics and computer science. But eventually, again, I'm selling alcohol.
I mean, but it relates in a way, Sha.
I'm counting bottles.
So disappointing after you did all the calculus. Yeah, counting bottles. Yeah, but that's just bad.